When the sun sets, life begins for some youngsters. They should be sleeping, but many are too afraid of the nightmares that come. Perhaps they fear more the reality that awaits them when they open their eyes, that life will still be the same, dark and unfriendly. There are those who believe that people who live on dreams will surely starve. But there are those too who, because of a dream, have awakened to a mission to care for the unfortunate, not just of a single generation or a single race, but for as many people in need, especially the younger ones and the more helpless all over the world. In 1825, a dream set forth 9-year-old John Bosco into a quest that would consume all his time and effort, indeed his very self, seeking the lost and transforming their lives. His envisioned metamorphosis for the thousands of youth will turn the scene from wolves to lambs, to both catchphrase and motto. First his, but later on, it will become the driving motivations of hundreds and thousands of others. In time, he would become a priest and establish a congregation of men and women that would continue and enrich his work. The Salesians of Don Bosco stands out as a congregation that works zealously to educate and evangelize young people, forming them to become good Christians and productive citizens, an approach church and state separatists would find suspicious, if not an impossible task. But in the realm of dreams, everything is possible. In over 150 years, this army of workers has tirelessly crossed geographical and cultural borders, simply armed with faith in the spirit of their founder and the deep conviction that each human being is worth saving. They have dabbled with the impossible and the miraculous and have made dreams come true. Don Bosco's work has moved from what seemed like a child's intimate fantasy to a continuously expanding vision, constantly persuading and inspiring both benefactors and beneficiaries to adopt the dream, live the dream, and participate in its completion. Such recurring theme is blood to the many stories of distressed youngsters, transformed into professionals, wolves turned lambs, turned shepherds, those who believe that dreams can come true. Don Bosco came to the Philippines as Salesians were pulled out of the mission stations in China. They were then distributed to the neighboring countries in the Far East. From its foundation in 1954 and its division to 2 provinces in 1992, the Salesians of the South have remained steady but strong in its commitment to provide better opportunities for the least fortunate. The Salesians are in 14 locations in the south portion of the Philippines and maintain 2 missionary presences in Pakistan. Adapting to the various needs of young people across the islands, Don Bosco ministers to Filipinos through 10 festive oratories, where young people find a place to unleash their energy and creativity in environments safe for recreation and conducive for formative experiences. Through 7 of its training centers, it reaches out to thousands of below normal income youth, providing them low-cost, sometimes free short-term vocational training in view of giving them the skill that would land them into jobs. Five of its pro-poor social service centers operate multifaceted programs that have feeding services for malnourished children, scholarship opportunities for the intellectually gifted, parenting seminars, short-term courses, and free medical clinics. Don Bosco actively ministers to the spiritual needs of people through its 4 parishes and 3 retreat centers, nourishing souls, preaching the Word of God, and celebrating the sacraments. Its 4 schools have remained affordable and accessible to middle-income and poor students. A strong sense of urgency, akin to its founder saint, motivates its religious members to reach out through various campus ministry initiatives and boarding houses. But at the heart of all these many works is the preference for the more vulnerable, the children. Don Bosco South has established 2 institutions for children in difficult circumstances. These settings gather street children and orphans. Don Bosco also manages a skills training program in a rehabilitation center for juvenile delinquents. There is an absurd look in the eyes of people who see how unpromising these ventures seem to be when viewed from a profit point of view. The returns of investments are not as palpable. The settings that gather students are nowhere close to becoming more income-generating schools, and the few already established schools are not giving signs of turning into big-earning universities. Over and above the struggle to sustain each of these works, where persons are loved and cared for, is the reality that charity needs maintenance, and maintenance of this kind are never profitable. But the other reality is, the Salesians continue to trust that these works, because they are more than one man's vision, are simply priceless. These are God's works. These are His children. The belief that He will always provide is as clear as the founder's dream. Someone will listen and notice. The Salesians send 2 prayers every day. One to rap on heaven's door for blessings. Another is a pauper's soft knock on people's hearts, asking them to awake and become aware of those in need. Anyone who looks into the eyes of young people in need would see that there is a life story waiting to unfold. A youngster struggling to be free of a nightmare. But the Salesians assure them that nightmares are nothing to be afraid of because they have a dream begging for a chance. Close your eyes for a while. Do you see anything? That is what many young people see when they look at the future. You and I know it should not be the case. A writer once said, "A vision will become clear only when you can look into your own heart. He who looks outside dreams. he who looks inside awakes. You may now open your eyes and your heart.